Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. Powell emphasizes Fed's obligation to prevent ongoing inflation problems despite Trump criticism. Trump has been criticizing Powell for quite some time, saying that he's stupid, he's a fool, he needs to cut the rate by a full percentage point now. But Powell, his obligation is preventing inflation as much as he can. He knows there's going to be ongoing inflation. He even says it. Their target rate is 2 to 3%, although it's more like 7% year to year. That means you're losing 7% of your buying power every year, and that compounds very quickly. So within 10 years, basically you have lost half the value. That's not a good thing, right? But because of it, he stated he has to wait and see whether or not the tariffs have an impact on prices. If the prices go up on goods, then of course that contributes to inflation. Oil going up contributes to inflation, right? But if the war is coming to an end and oil prices are dropping, that's definitely a good thing, right? But as of right now, seems like there's no rush. He stated a week ago 2 more cuts this year, and he's going to stick with that. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a surprise 3rd cut, a surprise huge full point cut, or anything like that. He is going to continue his normal path, I guess, right? That's what it looks like. All right. Outside of the latest with the war, people continue to still load up on Bitcoin, even though yesterday, like over the weekend, it was scary again. But then on Monday, it was no longer scary. And then look at it. The inflow yesterday was quite tremendous. $350 million worth of Bitcoin going into the Bitcoin ETFs. So this is why Bitcoin remains strong. This is why I've been telling you guys, just look at what these big boys are doing. They just don't care. They are buying and buying and buying Bitcoin as much as they can because now they all realize that this is the future and they're not going to stop. So even yesterday before ceasefire, there's a lot of uncertainty. Oil prices were going up, everything. People were still loading up on Bitcoin. This is why you don't want to miss out. You want to grab a little bit for yourself before it's too late. Japan is also going to allow Bitcoin ETFs soon, it seems like. South Korea is in the same position. They want to legalize Bitcoin ETFs. That's going to cause, these 2 countries are going to cause massive buying, that's for sure. Not as much as Wall Street, but still billions upon billions of dollars or yen or whatever currency to flow into Bitcoin soon. Very, very soon. Metaplan out of Japan also plans on injecting $5 billion more into Bitcoin. They're obviously not stopping. I think Michael Saylor's sweating a little bit because of how fast Metaplan is buying now. They're buying faster than even Strategy at this point. But, they have a long ways to catch up. They're trying to get to 210,000 by 2027. That's still less than half of what Saylor has right now. But they are accelerating for sure. And a lot of other smaller companies are doing the same. UK's the Smarter Web company has 20 million in Bitcoin. Now they have total 500 million. And then here's another one, of course, Trump Media. They're not only doing stock buyback, but they're trying to buy $400 million worth of Bitcoin. Tremendous. So a lot of buying. A lot of buying. Okay. Here's also something. Long-term holders near all-time high. So again, you put it all together. You have tremendous amount of buying power and buying from these big companies and institutions. You also have long-term holders continue to hodl, and many are DCing. You do the math. What's coming next, right? Wherever we are right now is only the beginning. We're nowhere close to the top of this cycle. Yeah, we had a lot of distractions. Since January, we had a tariff situation, right? And then we had this war breakout. We had so many things distract us, and yet Bitcoin continues to stay strong, go up, and we're waiting for that next leg. That's going to carry us higher, and that could be any day now. Any day. Yep. All right. Outside of that, what else is going on? A lot of crypto are recovering, which is really good. I saw this. Bitcoin Fi continues to expand. I cover a lot of projects now, especially on other chains. They're all trying to get into this Bitcoin Fi game, DeFi with Bitcoin. So there's this protocol called Navi protocol that's going to be launching XBTC lending on Sui. So we hear a lot about this. A lot of people are trying to create yield for Bitcoin because so many people hold Bitcoin. And you can't really get yield right now because there's nothing to stake. But there are many that's allowing to do so. And that's how you're able to get into DeFi with your synthetic or native Bitcoin on another chain, right? So looks like Sui is going to be part of that. But speaking of stablecoins, there's a lot of talk about Circle, obviously. It looks like today's a profit-taking day, but this is pretty staggering. If you look at stablecoin transfers, the largest amount is actually on Sui, even above Solana. And I don't know why Ethereum's not in here. I'm assuming Ethereum transfer is quite high, or Tron, but Sui be higher than Solana or Polygon is actually pretty amazing. Pretty amazing indeed. And here's something else too. If you're trying to get yield from your stablecoins, you get more from the DeFi companies or projects on Sui than Solana and Ethereum. Looks like on average, you're going to get about 7% if you're trying to, make some yield with your stables on Sui. Compared to 4.55% on Solana, compared to 5% on Ethereum. That's interesting. Very, very interesting.